50 already. Oh, 52. Okay. Anybody in the chat right now? Why is it so dark in here with all the lights on? Maybe one more. It doesn't help, okay? How you doing, everybody? Hi, hey girl. Hello. How you doing? How you doing, sir, madame, mademoiselle? How's your day? Hi, hi. 100 people already? Oh no, the title. Well, did you guys watch today's video that got up on the channel like 4 hours ago? It's about American reality TV show, like a prank cam sort of thing called What Would You Do? And in that reaction video, we reacted to one of the fat shamer prank video. Wow. Social experiment on a fat shaming situation. Like if there's a fat shamer in a restaurant, you know, bullying a person who is a little overweight for eating too much, you know, what would you do? Would you stand up for the guy? Would you, you know, just let it slide? So watching that video, I thought about doing a live stream on the topic. Like, have you ever been fat shamed in your life? I have been fat shamed for a couple times. I'm 34, so the fact that I have been fat shamed for just twice is not so bad, I guess. But like half an hour ago on our community tab, I asked you guys to share your stories. Have you ever been fat shamed, or the time you got shamed because of your look? So I see 57 replies on our community tab. So I'm gonna share it with you guys and talk about it and like call them freaking asshole. I mean, not the person who wrote the posting, but like well, who chained them for no rightful reason. I've been fat shamed 30, wow. I think it might be dependent on your culture. Like, I think some culture are more okay with fat shaming. Oh, AI Hollywood, I am 51, weighed as much as 450 at some point. Oh, my entire life has been about fat shaming. Oh well. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that, AI Hollywood. I mean, we watch 1,000-Pound Sisters on our channel, and we, you know, talk about their weight problems, and you know, they need to do that, they need to do this, but I would never fat shame a person, period. If I were a very close friend of the overweight person, or you know, if I'm a family member of one, I might like advise them on their diet if it is asked, I guess. And if it is a TV show about two overweight, obese ladies who's trying to survive and, you know, have a better life by losing weight and get the surgery, yes, I will probably share my opinion on it. But, you know, it's just, it doesn't make any sense that you can just, you know, see someone on the street, see someone big on the street, like just go ahead and tell them like, oh, you're so fat, or like, you know, you shouldn't eat that much, or something. Like, you don't, what gives you a right to do that, like, ever, you know? And I just briefly read through the comment that was just shared on our community tab, and I'm like blown away. Like, so many stupid people in this world, and we're gonna like shame them back today, all right? Just a heads up this is gonna be a relatively short live stream because it's Saturday. It's the weekend for me, and I'm gonna have some good time with my friend in about like 3 hours. So I have to head off the house like an hour and a half. So I better do it, like wrap it up in like an hour and get going. So it's gonna be like an hour stream, but still it's a very heavy topic, and we're gonna talk about it for an hour. Well, somebody just wrote a chat saying 이 비디오를 만드는 이유, which is like, why do you make this video? The reason why you make this video. Well, like I just said, I think it's important that there are people who to be aware that there are people, like actual people out there who does this, not in just the TV show, not on a social experience, but also in real life. And we gotta talk about how wrong it is. I'm pretty sure among our subscribers, even though they're not gonna like speak about it openly, I'm pretty sure there are some people who at some point in their life fat shamed somebody, directly or indirectly. And I hope by talking about it today all together and share our stories, we can learn how hateful it is, how hurtful it is to do so to anybody, like ever. Is that valid reason to do this video? Another super chat for MJ. I danced competitively for 10 years and finally quit because I was told to lose at least 13 kilograms to keep competing with my dance team. Wow, really? I was 15 and almost 186 centimeters at that time. You were very tall. Oh yeah, I remember the tall girl. Yeah. Dance. Why though? What was the reason for them to ask you to lose the weight? Is it because of your like joint, possible joint problem, or is it because it doesn't look good on their performance? Like, that's weird. Anyways, let me share the first story. All right. So, one time in high school when I was at my lowest point and my heaviest weight, about 160 pounds, 5'3", I had hardly any friends, but that didn't really bother me. I wasn't too social and spent most of my time in the art classroom painting. One day on the bus though, this guy walked over to me and said, "Hey, you know my friend Joey?" Oh, hello. With J though, not Z. And I did because I'd had a class with him before. They were both sort of jock types, pretty popular. Joey was nice, but the guy who approached me was kind of an asshole. Ooh, I can already sense that. Anyway, he said, "Well, Joey wanted me to ask you out for him." Oh, and I believed him. I wasn't too social, but that didn't mean I didn't get lonely, and the idea of Joey wanting to date me did make me blush. Oh man, I feel bad about this story. I already know the ending. So I went over to Joey and said, "Sure, we could go out sometime." He looked really embarrassed and didn't say anything, and his entire group of friends started laughing at me and calling me fat ass and stupid and other names. Wow. I then understood what happened and just went back to my seat quietly. After that and a few other instances, I developed an eating disorder that I'm still struggling with. It's a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing. What a jackass is. And like, not only it is bad, but it's just like so absurdly stupid, so ignorant, to be that rude to someone's face. You know what I mean? Like, it's a level of stupidity that I will never understand. Can you believe? Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that you got hurt so much that you had some issue with an eating disorder. How long was it ago? I hope you feel all better now. I know there's no point for me to say, like, oh, that those guys are jerks and you shouldn't be affected by it, because, you are affected by it. How can you not when someone call you a fat ass right into your face and like laugh? not just one person, but a group of people laugh at you, calling you fat, like, of course it affects you and it traumatizes you. All I can say is that those people are absolutely jerks, and I can't guarantee that they're gonna pay for what they did, but I think, you know, those stupid ass, you know, ignorant ass people will suffer in a certain way in their while they live. You know what I mean? Like, their stupidity will make them suffer somehow. Because that level of stupidity will show in other aspects of their life, don't you think? They don't even realize that what they're doing is extremely hurtful and rude, you know, and they don't care about other people's feeling. Yeah, they're gonna pay for that. People act like weight is the basis for beauty. No, it isn't. Weight does not define beauty. Yeah, of course, people are beautiful as they are in their own way. They're unique in their own way, and that's what makes people beautiful. I hope we could distinguish, you know, between like caring for someone and wanting that person will be healthy and have a better life and have a healthier life by losing weight and by trying to, you know, have a more balanced diet, and like bluntly tell them like, oh, you're too fat, you gotta lose weight. That's not like, that doesn't help at all. That's not caring. And even if you're like, you know, kindly giving advice to your loved one, you gotta be careful. If that person didn't ask for your help, you have no right. Yeah, you have no right to tell them. You go ahead and tell them like, oh, you know, you need this, you need to do this, and this will make your life better or something like that. Even if you actually care for them. You know what I mean? I see a lot of stories shared in the chat, but right now at the moment I'm sharing the stories in our community tab. I'm sorry I'm not reading all your chats right now. Sorry guys. And if you spam, I'll kick you out, so please don't do that. Please do not say the same thing again and again. Oh, the person who's saying poop, you're hidden in the channel. Your chat will not show from now on. Any of your comment will not show. Poop, come on, come on. Okay, next one. Had a physician tell me I needed to lose 20 pounds, was a US size woman 6, UK size 8 at the time, and also an inch and a half shy of 6 feet tall, 178 centimeter. Is that even overweight? 6 size? Really? Size 6? It's not overweight. Said doctor later also neglected to tell my mother she was developing congestive heart failure in time to address the congestive heart failure so he can go jump in the ocean as far as I'm concerned. That turned very fired up really quick. He can go jump in the ocean as far as I'm concerned. Oh! Oh, maybe I misunderstood. Does it mean he wanted to go on a vacation so he neglected talking about your mother's heart failure? Am I getting something incorrectly? Anyways, regardless of that, your physician told me you need to lose 20 pounds and you're only size 6 in UK. US size 6. US size 6 is quite fit. I think I was like, even when I was like pretty fit, I were like size 8 in jean. Size 6 isn't overweight. Oh my god. But what was the reason the physician told you to lose 20 pounds? Was it like, even if you have like you know, small size, maybe your body composition wasn't like healthy enough. I don't know. Sounds a little weird. No, I haven't been fat shamed, but I was skinny shamed. That's another thing. Yeah, yeah. Whatever your body type is, whatever your body size is, you shouldn't be shamed for that, period. It doesn't matter you're fit, you're muscular, you're, you know, big, you're tall, you're short. No. It's just such a low blow to shame someone for that. Okay. Next one. I remember when my cousins and me were in the bus, and it was 3 of us, and we had to fit in the seat, and we were getting really tight, and then one of them said that I was fat and chubby, and then the other one said that I was fat and chubby too. Excuse me? It really made me sad. Of course it did. Also, they said I was taking up most of the space. Wow. Your cousins are DICKS. Or they? I don't even know if they're females or males, but it doesn't matter. They're dicks. Wow. How? What? I'm so shocked. Oh my god. How can I cannot understand their brain. Like, how can you tell someone, oh, you're too fat, like you're taking up all the space, like move away or something like that. The audacity. Oh my god. Can you believe it? Don't hang out with these people. They're toxic. They're assholes. And they're so stupid. They don't deserve you. I'm not sure which situation it was that you had to, you know, be with them. But don't ever hang out with them. Like, you better be alone rather than hanging out with them. They're just ew. Disgusting. Must have been the 9-year-olds. I think that's one of the reasons why it's important to openly talk about these stories on the internet, because 9-year-olds do the internet. They own the internet nowadays, and they should be aware. I mean, if they're not taught, they should be taught that those are the right things to do. Like, those are just like straightforwardly rude and ignorant. If their parents doesn't teach them, they should be taught by strangers on the internet, I guess. If they know, they might not do it. If they know it and do it, their life is pretty much screwed for it. It works when you're, you know, young, like 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, but you know, if you're still that rude and ignorant and come out to the society, I don't think you'll have a really successful and, like, you know, happy life with that attitude. 9-year-olds don't understand life yet. Yeah. But still, it's not an excuse to shame someone and, like, get away with it. If they're caught doing that, a person with more sense, with probably a person who's more aged, should be correcting them. Ooh, a lot of people sharing their stories. I'm reading from community post, so please understand that I'm not reading the chats. All right, the next one. One time, a person I thought was a good friend betrayed me and laughed at me in lunch, calling me happy. Though I just brush off the insult. There are type of people like myself. When insulted, I just like shake it off. I don't forget it, but it doesn't affect me that much, and I feel really lucky that I'm that type of person. But there are type of people who are really easily hurt and very sensitive and insecure, and you can't blame them for it, you know, because people shame them. Anyways, those type of people who get easily hurt will remember this forever and ever, again and again, and live that moment again and again, and it will traumatize them for their life. And you know, just like the first story we shared, it will traumatize them. They will develop this eating disorder. You know, it's just horrible. And I'm glad that you're a type of person who can just, you know, brush it off. And I think you're lucky to be that person, you know. Flabby. I don't even know that word, but it sounds like an insult word. What does that word exactly means? It takes a long time to get to the point where you're comfortable with your weight. True. I think I'm more comfortable with my weight compared to the way I was like 10 years ago. In my early 20s, I wouldn't say I was like super insecure about my look. I was chubbier than now, but I didn't feel that insecure. But still, I did feel insecure at some occasions, like when I had to wear a certain outfit, you know, or you know, perform in front of a lot of people. I would have felt a little bit insecure about my weight. But now, no, I don't fucking care. My weight is my weight. I'm not harming anyone. You know, I want to be healthier, and I'm trying to be, and that's important. And you know, nobody can like shame me in my face and like hurt me, because I'm gonna hurt them back right there and then. Like, fuck you, dude. You're so stupid. Do you even have a brain? It wouldn't really affect me. Like, I remember when PewDiePie reacted to our video, there was like a lot of comments, replies saying like, "Who? Oh, that girl, the thin girl is so pretty," and you know, a lot of our subscribers were like defending me. You know, like, "Oh, both of them are pretty. What do you mean?" or something like that. And one person even said like, the fat girl on the right kind of looks so pale of her because of her makeup or something like that. And a lot of people were like, don't call her fat, or like, you're stupid or something like that. And I couldn't believe the person would go ahead and say, well, what is wrong with calling people fat? She's a fat girl, so I call her fat. Like, like, it's ridiculous how stupid it is. I can't even like be mad at him. He's just a really idiotic guy. Like, what can I say? I think his punishment from me, I mean, my punishment for him would be just like, let him stay stupid. Like, I don't want to be like correct him. Like, okay, like, stay stupid. You're gonna pay for it throughout your life. Like, I don't even like. Okay, moving on. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Allison Mack, hello. Oh, you're the person who I shared story, the first one, right? Hello. I love this channel. I love you, and I think this is a really important issue to talk and educate about. So thank you so much for being so kind and cool and compassionate about it. Thank you from my heart. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Well, I'm not just being compassionate. I've been there. I have been fat shamed. I've been fat or chubby, in my standard, of course. But I've been chubby for the most of my life, and I have been fat shamed before. So I relate to that really hard. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for sharing your story, Allison. Hope you have a great day. All right. Next one. Okay, I don't usually share stuff like this, but in solidarity with my fellow fluffy people, oh, that's so cute. Here's my story. This was a few years ago in high school when I was on the wrestling team. I was proud of my body that I had worked up to, and I decided to wear a cute tank top. I kept hidden in the back of my drawers. Oh, I got some compliments from my friends and classmates, but one girl in particular ruined my self-esteem with one comment. Let's call her T. I was sitting in class early, and T walked in with a few of her friends. They sat down about 2 desks away from me, and shortly after, I hear her say something like, you know, I knew this one girl, and she would wear slutty clothes that would show off her big arms and stomach. I felt so awkward to look at her. Mind you, my shirt followed all the dress codes and it was a hot spring day. One of her friends sort of nudged her to stop. Stop, stupid girl. And the other responded like, oh my gosh, that would be terrible. And I just sat there silently. And after that day, I never wore that shirt again or anything like it at school. You really you know, I can't say that. But wear it, girl. I'm sure you looked beautiful in it. Wow. That bitch. Right? Like, Buddha. How else can I address her? She's a bitch. She's a fucking ignorant and stupid bitch who doesn't even know what she's saying. You know? Like, ew. Despicable. I really feel for you. I wish you hadn't gone through that. I know. Please, know that I am sure that you looked really beautiful in that tank top. I could never pull it off, so kudos to you for pulling it off. And please wear them. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I cared more about my look back in my early 20s, and probably I did more when I was back in my high school. So I can't say like you don't have to care. I know it's not something you can just easily change and control how you feel about yourself, but like, know this. In a few years, maybe a decade, you will realize that it doesn't fucking matter what other people think of your body. Like, it's ridiculous. As long as you think you can pull it off, wear it. If other person like talk to you like, oh, that doesn't match you, or that you look ridiculous in that, or something like that, just flip them off and move on. It doesn't fucking matter, and it's their problem. It's their issue to deal with. It's not your issue, right? Okay, next one. Ooh. Definitely feel for anyone else who's gone through this. When I was growing up, my nickname was Muffin Top because I had hips. It's good that you have hips. I have no hips. Jeez, I'm jealous. Mind you, early 2000s fashion wasn't the most eye-pleasing. Teachers wouldn't allow me do activities involving anything to do with applying weight on something else. I grew up fearing my size, wishing I was shorter and skinnier. See, the thing is, when you grow to 5'11" as an adult, it makes sense why you'd hold fat reserves as a child. I was always tall, but people only criticized the weight. So you were a little chubby, I guess, or curvy when you were growing up, but now you're very tall, right? So your fat reserves mean like when you're in your teenage or adolescent, you get a little chubby, and that your mom and dad say, oh, that chubbiness will all go straight to your height. Like, you're gonna be so tall, don't worry about it, or something like that. Well, that didn't work out for me actually, because I was chubby. I was already quite average height, and I'm still average height, and I'm still chubby, so I don't think that's like the case for everybody, but kudos to you that it worked out for you. And you know, having a hip is an awesome thing. Like, appreciate it, be grateful for your parents. Like, I don't have a hip. Like, my old chubbiness goes straight into my arms and like my chin, you know, it doesn't go to my hip for some reason. Jesus. So I envy you for that. And you know, there's no reason you feel you should have felt bad because, you know, some people called you Muffin Top. I love Muffin, you know, so Muffin Top is a good nickname. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I envy you for that. Girl, you lucky girl. All right. One time a person, oh, okay, that I shared already. Oh, shit, this is a bad one. Oh my God, I'm already so pissed off. My dad told me boys don't like fat girls. I then developed an eating disorder, and now I'm always too concerned with my weight. Even though I'm below the average weight for someone of my height, 5'2". Also keep in mind I was only in 5th grade when he told me that. I don't want to say it too harshly because it's your dad. At the end of the day, it's your freaking dad. So I don't want to call him names, but really unfortunate, but there are parents who do that, including my mom, maybe. I mean, she wouldn't be like, you know, oh, boys don't like fat girls, so you should lose weight or something like that. Not that, you know, bluntly or, you know, insultingly, but she would sometimes like, you need to lose weight. Don't you want to wear, you know, a short skirt or, you know, something like that? Not anymore. But back when I was in my early 20s, she would say that sometimes. I'm pretty sure that came from the right place. You know, she wished that, you know, I could be more free in my outfit because like I said, I was pretty insecure about my look back then. I know she meant well, but it still hurt my feeling, you know, and that's not okay. That's fucked up. Like, you don't wear outfit to be pleasing looking to other people, to be more appealing to other, you know, people. Boys don't like fat girls, then don't like me then. Fuck you. You don't like me? Oh, it's okay. I don't like you back. Just move on, you know. It's just so old-fashioned and like kind of fucked up way to think, you know. Boys don't like fat girls. You gotta lose weight. Your clock is ticking. Like, shut up. You know. I'm so sorry that your own dad will tell you something so messed up and hurtful to you like that. But I'm so happy that you know that what he tells you is completely wrong and like, you know, not right. Because sometimes if you're like, you know, if someone gaslight you for a long time, or if your parents tell you something fucked up, you don't even, you know, realize that that's wrong. You think you're wrong. And I'm so happy that you're aware that your dad is in the wrong place here in this situation. But I hope you will get better with your eating disorder, because you're beautiful. You're not even overweight, your average weight. Jesus. I hope you feel better, Marisa. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. Anyways, another one. Growing up in a South Asian household where instead of saying, hi, how are you? You're constantly met with, you gained so much weight, or you got so skinny. As the first remark made becoming comfortable with my self-image extremely difficult. Being told that I was looking chubbier or that I need to eat less slash lose weight by my own family members, including my own parents, triggered me to stop eating food and becoming borderline anorexic. It definitely did not help being bullied constantly throughout elementary school for being called chubby and ugly as well. Thankfully, I've been able to maintain a steady weight to correct weight now, but the insecurity of never being thin enough is still very much prevalent in my mind. But what I do know is that every single woman, man, and any individual are all gorgeous inside and out, even if someone tells you that you aren't. Of course, preach. Surround yourself with positive people, life tip, and remind yourself you're perfect the way you are. Absolutely, absolutely. Surrounding yourself with positive and not stupid people is so important to every aspect of your life. If anyone in your life, anyone that is not like vital to your life, fat shame you, cut the person off. You know, it's just toxic. And the person who can fat shame someone just like that, I don't think it's worth hanging on to. Don't you think? If, let's say this person gives you something good in other aspects, but still fat shame you, but still doesn't hesitate to fat shame you, I don't think that person is worth staying friends with. Don't you think? And yeah, like I said in the earlier of the live stream, it's the fat shaming culture depends on your culture, your country that you're from, especially in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia or Asia in general, I think. People tend to be a little thinner. Like the average weight, I think, is less, right? So back when I was in New York, I wasn't even like fat. I was a little chubby, but you know, in their standard, I don't think I was a fat girl. But in Korea, I'm a lot heavier than average because Korean people tend to be fit or skinny or a little chubby, but like not like really overweight. And the culture here is that fat shaming doesn't even get recognized as a fat shaming. It's that bad. Like your relatives, when you gather at the end of the year with your family members and your relatives, your cousins, some of the elder members of your family or relatives will walk up to me and say like, oh, you gained a lot of weight, or you know, why are you so chubby, or like, you know, your mom and your dad and your brother is so skinny, why are you the only chubby one? Or like, you know, someone even said, oh, are you like taking away all the food from your family? Can you believe that? That happened for a long time when I was like passing my teenage years, my early 20s. They would just say that. Like they don't mean bad, I guess, but they will say that and they don't feel guilty. And the most shocking thing is that until I reached my like mid-20s, I didn't even realize that that was fat shaming. That I didn't categorize that as a fat shaming. It's shocking, right? It's everywhere. It's so casual that you don't even realize that it's a fat shaming. You don't even realize that you should feel offended, and that is offensive, you know. I believe it's gotten a lot better as the generation changes, and you know, those elder people are now no longer speaking to me. I don't know. You know, we are not like hanging out as often as before. But people in my age are aware that fat shaming is bad, and even if it's like really casual thing, you should not be commenting on someone's weight or someone's look just like that, because it's rude, you know. So it's gotten better, but still, compared to US, because I have experienced both in US and Korea, fat shaming culture is really bad. Fat people, heavy people are a topic of like mockery and jokes in Korean media very often. It's so bad. It's just so bad. It's not even funny, but people find it funny. I don't get it. I hope it will change. So where was I? I'm sorry. So yeah, I get what you're talking about. Growing up in South Asian household, you know, you get told like, you know, you gain so much weight, or you know, you look chubbier. That happens like it's nothing, you know. I'm sorry that you had to experience that, and I'm so glad that you realize, you now know that, you know, we are all gorgeous inside and out. You know, and it doesn't matter what people tell you. I'm so glad you realized that. And yeah, surround yourself with positive people is such a good life tip. Thank you for sharing that, Sadia. Oh, I'm sorry that I read your name. I'm not sure if you wanted me to share your name or not, but I did that, so moving on. Okay, another one. I'm so sad that a lot of these stories are about how their own family member fat shamed them. It's so frustrating. K I can't read your username, sorry. I see Lee Guk-ju being mistreated a lot because of her weight. I never understand it. She's beautiful, funny, and can dance like no other. True. She's a very, very talented lady. She's a comedian in Korea called Lee Guk-ju. She is overweight, and one thing is that she makes her weight as a joke herself. And even though she doesn't care, even though it doesn't make her feel hurt, making, you know, joke about her own weight, I think it's a very bad influence. So I know she's a very talented girl. I like her humor, sense of humor. I think she can dance like, you know, a really, really great dancer. But I disagree when it comes to, you know, making yourself as a joke in the media about your weight, because it can affect other people. It can make it okay to fat shame someone, because fat people may think their weight is funny. Like they, you know, that lady in the TV, the fat girl, will just, you know, say, oh, I'm too fat to do this and it's funny, blah, 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 you know, and it normalizes that, you know, and doing that, I think, somehow contributes to whole fat shaming culture, whole casual fat shaming culture in media. So I don't like her doing that, honestly. Toxic pop culture and media, yeah, definitely. Even if you're fat shaming yourself, it's not good. Fat shaming other people, fat shaming yourself, just don't do that. As a light joke, maybe I gained some weight, I gotta lose a few pounds, or oh, you see my chin, or okay, it's okay. It's about yourself, but like never, you know, make fat shaming okay. You know what I mean? Anyways, thank you for the super chat. Next one. Oh, another parent's story. My parents used to always say I was too heavy. My mom said when I was your age, I only weighed something pounds. Jesus. Why does it matter? You're not her. She's not you. I mean, my dad said I wrestled 90 pounds in my junior year. People at school would also fat shame me, and I became lonely just because I was a little heavier. I started stress eating because I was depressed and gained some more pounds during quarantine. I was also shamed by my doctor and would leave the office crying. But now I'm on a new diet and losing weight. To any people out there who are trying to lose weight, if nobody believes in you, I do. Believe in yourself, yeah. Man, when your own parents who raised you and, you know, who take care of you, shames you on your weight, it's just terrible. What are you gonna do? Like punch them in the face and, you know, walk away? You can't, because it's your mom and dad, you know. I know it's like extremely hard to do so, Um, but when that happens, when a fat shaming happens from your family member, if somebody fat shame you in the public, like don't even like shake it off. Like it doesn't matter. That person's stupid. It's their problem. It's their issue. They will have to deal with for their life. But if your family member does that, I think it's important to point it out. Like you're fat shaming me. I do not appreciate that. I think what you're doing is so wrong, especially because you're my family. What you did hurt my feeling. I hope you wouldn't do that in the future. And I hope you're aware that what you're doing is so wrong, you know? I think it's important to speak up and let them know you don't appreciate it. I think it's, you know, I know it's very obvious that nobody will appreciate that kind of comment, but people who do that, especially your parents, think it's okay to do so because it's their children, and it's coming from a right place because you know they do love you, they want the best for you, and they're just giving you a good advice, they think, and motivation. But the thing that they don't know is that you have a feeling, you're very sensitive, and you're really hurt by those kind of casual comments. So you should really tell them. You should point it out right there and then so that they will learn, oh my God, what I did was, I'm not sure if they will learn or something, but they will at least, you know, think twice before they speak such things if they know that you will get upset if they say such things. You know, I know it's not easy. I know that, but it will be, I think the situation might be better if you told them calmly, if possible. AS, shaming happens so young, it can affect self-esteem. True, absolutely true. Yeah, it's so sad that it happens in your own house by your own family members. Thank you for the super chat. Well, that happened. I was never fat shamed per se, but I have a large chest, DD. Ooh, good girl. And my family was crazy obsessed with my chest and butt and hips from a young age. Why? What does it matter? She has a big chest and hip. Good for you. Good for her. What a curvy girl who's thick, you know? What the chingo? Thank you for the super chat. Oh, I'm so annoyed. JT may say sorry. What if they call that disrespectful? Mine would. I mean, if it were me, because I'm an INTP, I'm a very rational and logical person, and when I argue with my mom, even though it's not about fat shaming, but something that I think she's wrong, I would never yell, I would never like cry or like burst into anger. I would just like calmly discuss something, like, you know, what you just said is wrong because of this and that. And sometimes she will like kind of annoyed by I'm correcting her, and like, you know, you're being disrespectful, you know. And I'm like, yeah, you acted disrespectful to me first, so you gotta deal with it. It doesn't matter if it is your parents, you know, 80 years older than you are, you know, if it is your boss. Being disrespectful to somebody is being disrespectful somebody, then it shouldn't be okay. Either way, you know, it goes either way. So you gotta tell your parents, you acted disrespectful to me first, so who are you to say? If you stay respectful to me, I will stay respectful to you, okay? It should work both ways. It's not fair that you should, you know, stay respectful to your parents, but your parents talk shit to you? No. Hell no. Your parents should know better than that, really. Anyways, let me share one more. One second. all of these are about like parents fat shaming them. I wanted to share something a little bit different, but like it's just all about family members. I feel so sad. It's just so, it's a disaster, man. I was born and raised in Korea, but always had chubby cheeks regardless of how much I weighed. Yeah, there are type of people who, but it's so cute, isn't it? Like there are there are body type who's like fit but have a really like chubby and cute like bunny like face flash. I don't know. It's just so cute. What's wrong with it? I guess a lot of people would take it pretty far and make fun of me for it. It made me feel really grossed out with myself over something so little. I stopped eating much and people started telling me I'm too skinny. Oh shit, what do you want from me? And it's gross and makes them uncomfortable. My skinniness makes you uncomfortable and make you feel gross? You are gross. You're a fucking gross human being. Wow, what a piece of garbage. Uncomfortable? It was, wow, it was really hard to balance the standards here in Korea and the standards I have for myself and what others might have for me. Now I know that I should not have let my own body go bad for something so small. Preach. But I'm happy to have learned from it. Okay. Oh, you're so positive, girl, and you're so strong. Oh, I admire you. I admire you for it. Like the video that we reacted to, what would you do? You know, the actor will walk up to a overweight person who's like having just a peaceful mealtime and an all-you-can-eat buffet. You know, tell her, do you really think you should be eating that? You know, you should have some salad. At least have some salad on your plate. Or like, lady, that's your fourth plate. Like, why? That doesn't make it... Did my eating much make you feel uneasy? If it did, well, you have a problem, sir. Why did you go see a therapist instead of coming to all you can eat and like, you know, eat? You have to deal with your mental issue because you're not okay. If you actually like, genuinely feel bothered by looking at overweight person eating a lot, like, no, you're wrong. Not her, you're wrong. The worst thing is how offended people are over the way others look. Unless the person is like covered in like rotten fish and like stinking, like go mind your own business. It's not giving you any negative impact. It's not giving you anything, any physical, like realistic bad influence. You know, it's just the audacity. Before I go, I wanna share my story that I have been fat shamed. It's a funny one. You will like it. I was 19 in Korean age, so in US I was like 17 or 18. I had a boyfriend back then. I was dating I was actually in the second grade of high school, so I was like 16 or 17. I wouldn't say I was obese, no, but I was overweight. I was chubby, especially in Korean standard. I was pretty chubby. Me and my boyfriend were like hanging out together. We were about to say goodbye at the bus stop. He was waiting for my bus like a gentleman. And before the bus came, we were like, you know, hugging each other and like talking closely. And there were, at the bus stop, at the bench, there were like 3 high schoolers who was in my age back then from another school. It wasn't, the uniform wasn't from my high school. They were like, you know, talking to each other and they started laughing and like looked at our way. You know, and like one guy will be like doing this, gesturing, and I could just sense that they were talking about me, you know. And my boyfriend then, my ex-boyfriend, he was pretty skinny. I was chubby and he wasn't tall, so like our I guess shape-wise, I looked bigger than him. I don't know. But yeah, the three guys were like, you know, laughing, giggling, and like talking to each other quietly and like, you know. So I could see that, wow, they're talking about me, idiots. And even back then, I wasn't that like bothered by some stupid people. I wouldn't be like so mad at them. I just said, oh, they're a bunch of idiots that doesn't even know they're being idiots, you know. And I just, you know, laughed it off and talked with my boyfriend. When the bus came, I hopped on the bus. Two other guys, you know, went other ways, and there was just one guy left among those fat shamers. I hopped on the bus. The front door of the bus was open, and I was at the front seat, so I could see them. I could see that guy who was fat shaming me, the one guy, and he would look at me, like he would stare at me. I could feel his stare at my side of my face. I was like, why is he looking at me? So I looked him back, stared him back. We were like having a staring contest for like short seconds. And he would flip me off. Can you believe that? Stephanie Lucas, thank you for sharing tonight. I admire each and every one in this chat for their braveness. Love and light to you all. That's so sweet of you, Stephanie. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, he would be staring at me. He would be like, smile, like grimace at me and like flip me off. Not this finger, but you know what it is. Flip it off, like. I was like, what is happening? Am I dreaming this? So I don't know. I didn't even think twice. I just like flipped him back. Like hello? Are we doing this? Okay, we're doing this. And I just kind of smiled back at him because I just couldn't believe how absurd this situation is, you know. It was kind of humorous. Like, wow, that's some crazy guy. He's not even like 5 years old. You're like 17 or 18. You're not young enough to make an excuse for yourself for being too young to know what's good and what's bad, you know. You're just so straight up stupid. You know, you don't even know me. You know nothing about me. How can you flip me off? Like, oh. And I like told my friends about that story, and my friends were like, oh, you did good. You had to, you know, flip them off. The bus started to go, and, you know, I just like, bye. Yeah, that's that. But even though I don't think it really hurt me at all, because it was too ridiculous and surreal to hurt me in real life. But I remember that vividly because it was such a strong experience. Like, oh, there are people who does that in real life. They exist. Wow, there are like this level of stupidity that I never explored in my life. Like, wow, like, can you believe what happened to me? That I still talk about it sometimes. Like when I want to talk about something funny. I thought I'd share with you guys. When someone flips me off, aka the bird, I tell them they can sit and spin on that finger. And like get their asshole pierced. The upset reactions normally motivates them. Yeah, they're bullies. They're harassers. They would appreciate it if you be mad, or if you become like emotional and like cry. I know it's not controllable. You just got hurt. It's very normal for you to react that way. But please mind that those freaking stupid idiots will live off of your sadness, your you know, anger. Rather, instead, if you stay calm and like flip them off back with a smile, they will not feel so good. I guarantee that he was not happy with me flipping him off back. So if you could stay a little calm in that situation, please either rationally explain that, you know, what they're doing is so idiotic, or just, you know, shake it off and move on. You're too valuable to be hurt by that kind of stupid comments. You're too precious, you know. Your time is too precious to waste your time on it. They need to go get a hobby, haha. Exactly. How sad. Can you imagine watching a girl on the street having a good time with her boyfriend and like think about flipping her off just because she's overweight, just because you're annoyed that an overweight girl is like dating a guy? Like, imagine their head, imagine their miserable personality. Like, our time is too precious to be mad at them. Just check them off. I know it's hard, but you know, just remember, they're the miserable people, not you. They're the idiots, not you. So if you think that whenever that happens, it might help a little bit, you know. I was seriously tear up, man. Yeah, I know. That's why I think I can't like tell you. You shouldn't care. Like, no, who cares that they're the idiots? I can't tell you that so easily because I know we're not all the same. Everyone react in a different way, and everyone gets hurt in a different level, you know. But just try to remember that when that happens to you again. All right. I'm so glad that we did this, and I'm so sorry that this was shorter than average live stream. You are perfect the way you are, and you're doing what for you, not them. Period. Even if you decide to lose weight, I hope it's not for other people, not the way, you know, how other people judge you, but for yourself. You want to be healthier, you want to be happier, you want to be more confident. That should be the reason why you lose weight. That should be the reason why you want to have a balanced life, you know, and that will help you greatly with your insecurities, with your, you know, self-esteem. Anyways, guys, it was so good. I'm so happy that I did this today. It was very like spur of the moment thing. I did not plan on going live today because I have other thing going on this afternoon, but I'm so glad that we did this. Aren't you? And I promise that I will do another one of this, not just about fat shaming, but like about bullying in general, because I feel like I have so many stories from you guys to share, and I'm like really sorry that I shared only a fraction of it. I did not know this much response will come in such a short notice. Coral Oliveras sent me a super chat without saying anything. Thank you so much, Coral. I appreciate your support. I hope you have a great night. Anyways, guys, like I said, I'm gonna do another live stream on this topic, so please don't be too mad that I'm ending this. I'm gonna come back next week for another live stream. I'll see you then. Another super chat from Nexus Fox. Thank you so much, Nexus. I really appreciate it. Another super chat from Lipsy. I have a crush on you. Aww. Thank you. Jeez, that helped. That boosted up my self-esteem a little bit. Gracias. So I'm gonna go now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna see you guys later. I hope you have a great night, and you know, you're beautiful the way you are. Don't forget that. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.